Race to your phone and dial sneak previews.
Don't you think it's a great idea? Oh, great.
Get the scoop on next week's soaps.
When's a good time?
Every Friday through Sunday, Sneak Previews returns at 1-900-850-8000.
For him, bringing people together to solve problems is more than the promise of a campaign. Time and again, Rich Daley has risen above politics and name-calling to win the battles that really count. As a state senator, he engineered landmark nursing home reforms. He led the fight to repeal the unjust sales tax on food and medicine and secured new rights for the disabled and the mentally ill. As an award-winning state's attorney, Daley's gone after the gang kingpins and increased drug prosecutions 500%. He's toughened the laws on rape and domestic violence and cracked down on parents who owe child support. He's helped block $300 million in utility rate increases and blazed new ground by indicting employers who put workers at risk. Daley's reached out to every community, and he's won victories that have touched our lives. A voice of reason, a record of accomplishment. Rich Daley for mayor.
At most places, 49 cents won't get you very far. At Taco Bell, 49 cents gets you our delicious original taco.
The Story of Darwin Carlyle, Saturday at 6.
No question about it. A star is born.
Oh, thank you for the most exciting night of my life. Oh, thank you. And thank you again and again for making all this possible.
Well, you want more applause? They would have broken their hands if they clapped any louder.
I was just hoping that Grace would be here by now.
They'll have 1,000 more nights for you.
Coco, excuse me, Coco, I need to speak to you privately.
I feel a lecture coming on. Would you
Come down. Just sit, will you? What's wrong? Is Uncle Michael off with Gabrielle again?
No, it's a lot worse than that. I'm afraid he may have kidnapped Vicky Buchanan. Darling, have the troopers found Vicky yet?
No. Who's right on the phone? Reporter from the Banner. You're going to do a story on the disappearance of the paper?
No. I was trying to find out if Vicky was working on some story that I didn't know about, something that would have taken her up to the mountain. I've called everyone I know.
Dad!
Son, I thought you were finishing up your homework and getting ready for bed.
Well, I heard a car in the driveway. Is Mom with you? Did she come home?
Vicky? Christine, I wanted to stop by and talk to you, but you look upset, and I didn't want to intrude.
You don't have to make up stories for me.
I have no reason to lie to you.
You've been avoiding me ever since we've gotten here.
No, Christine, that's not true.
You haven't said 2 words to me. I know why. I can see it in your eyes. You hate me. You hate my father. You'd probably be happy if you never saw us again for the rest of your life.
Here's what you do when you don't find the rainbows in disguise. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
The idea that one dog food is best for every dog is silly. Puppies, for instance, need calcium for growing bones, so there's Cycle Puppy. Older dogs need the easily digestible protein in Cycle Senior. Overweight dogs need satisfying meals with fewer calories, Cycle Light. While healthy adult dogs need the balanced nutrition of Cycle Adult. Cycle, because no one dog food is right for every dog.
Ever notice that the best signs are so easy to read, they're unmistakable? Introducing the home pregnancy test created with this idea in mind. New Fact Plus. Only Fact Plus comes with this remarkable cube. A plus sign appears if you're pregnant, a minus sign if you're not. Unmistakable Fact Plus. With signs this easy to read, you'll know if you'll need a sign like this. New Fact Plus. Easy to read, so you know for sure.
When fashion flair needs special care, try Woolite in your machine. For dresses and skirts and delicate shirts, it's a special kind of clean. Woolite in your machine. A name you can trust when safety's a must. Woolite in your machine. From active wear to evening wear, whatever clothes need special care, trust Woolite in your machine. Woolite in your machine.
I spent an eternity in that salon. $60 before the tip. We're broke. But the perm, it's a killer. So do you think for 1 minute that I'm going to trust this look to some ordinary shampoo and conditioner? Do you?
Permasoft Shampoo and Conditioner. There's nothing like it for keeping your perm soft and shiny without relaxing the curl.
Anything else is unthinkable. Unthinkable.
It's one thing to listen to Clint Buchanan rant and rave, but to believe him, Alicia, you can't go along with what that man says.
Believe me, I tried to dismiss his accusations, but it was impossible.
Uncle Michael kidnapping Vicky Buchanan, now that's impossible.
Coco, after you left tonight, I found a model of Lantano Mountain locked away in Michael's study, along with drawings and maps and blueprints. It appears that there is a city inside the mountain.
A city he's planning to build, no doubt. Why on earth would Michael want to kidnap Vicky?
I don't know. All I know is after I made that discovery, all the pieces seem to fit together so neatly.
It all seems very far-fetched to me. Now, if I were you, I would just try to relax, have a drink, and enjoy the opening of Rob's new club.
How can I relax? Don't you see? If I'm right, Michael and all the others could be in terrible danger. An avalanche has just been reported on Lantano Mountain.
No, Rafe, he always has to be in charge. He's probably leading the search team instead of letting his men handle it.
Delilah, Rafe isn't going to do anything to put himself in danger.
He thrives on danger. That's why he's a cop.
He's a smart cop. He'll do everything he can to minimize the risk for himself and his men. So why don't you try to stop worrying and enjoy your debut?
How can I enjoy my debut? Half my friends are missing.
Sweetheart, I'm just as worried about them as you are. But standing here worrying isn't going to help them or us.
Blankets. Hardly appetizing, but I suppose it's better than starving to death. What do we have here?
I'd say that was typical of you, Gabrielle. Snooping about in places when you've been warned not to.
And what are you doing here, Leo?
Don't challenge me. I've got just as much right to wander about in here as you have.
You are just so defensive, aren't you? I only asked you a very simple question.
Oh, well, I couldn't sleep, and I thought perhaps I would look for a way out of here. Now it's your turn. Why aren't you tucked away in your Betty by dreaming golden dreams?
I was looking for a way out, too. You have any luck?
No.
Neither did I. At least not finding an exit. But I suppose the fact that I didn't run into Michael is luck in itself.
You and he were pretty chummy just a short while ago.
Yeah. Well, it looks like he used me the same way he used you. I admit I fell for his sweet promises. Then his wife showed up, and I realized exactly how much he had taken advantage of me.
So, you decided to find the gold on your own and take your revenge.
As you did. We're very much alike, you and I.
You mean people dislike us equally?
You don't care what people think about, do you? I don't care what they think.
No. The only person in the world that matters to me is Christine.
Yeah, well, if she spends any more time with Vicky, you won't matter to her.
Vicky Buchanan will not take my daughter away from me.
Vicky blames you as much as she blames Michael for us being down here in the first place. And she is quite capable of revenge just like anyone else. Now, if we were to join forces, we could show them up for the fools they are.
Two great brains being better than one.
There's only one thing I don't understand. These people down here, they must have built an escape route just in case of an emergency.
I'm sure they did. It's just a question of finding it.
Yeah, well, I've been miles in these tunnels, and it's got me right back where I started from. Do you find anything interesting?
What? You mean like gold? No, that's the reason that you're cozying up to me, isn't it? Because of the gold.
Christine, this incredible experience has overwhelmed all of us, and I think each one of us is coping with it in our own way. If for some reason I've given you the impression that I've been angry with you or that I never wanted to see you again, I'm terribly sorry. It was never my intention to do so.
You don't hate me?
No, not at all.
I haven't been thinking too clearly lately. These past couple of weeks have been terrible. Trying to get help from my father, trying to convince him to give himself up to the police.
I know.
And now this is the worst nightmare of all. I am trapped in an underground city which nobody knows about, and there is no way out.
We will find a way out, Christine.
I wish I had your faith.
Your faith has taken somewhat of a beating recently, hasn't it? And I'm afraid Clint and I are partially to blame for that, too. I do wish we'd listened to you and followed up on your accusations against Michael Grand. If we had, none of us might be here right now.
Well, you figured nobody as rich and powerful as Michael Grand could do anything wrong.
Oh, no, good heavens, no, that wasn't it at all. We simply couldn't figure what he had to gain by any of this, why he would have such disregard for all the people involved.
I keep telling myself, if we get out of here, Michael Grand's finally going to pay for his crimes against you and my father.
Your father? Your father was Michael's partner. He's equally as despicable.
You can't mean that.
Oh, yes, I can mean it. Your father provided Michael Grand with the key that made his whole scheme a success. If it hadn't been for Leo, Michael would never have been able to get me involved in all this, and it would have spared both me and my family a great deal of pain and grief. And you, Christine, he used you just as much as he used me.
My father wasn't Michael's partner. My father was Michael's pawn. He had to go along with his schemes in order to protect me. How dare you compare my father with Michael Grand? My father is a warm, caring, compassionate man.
Into everyone's life, a little food must fall.
No problem. Oops. No problem.
Oh.
So why isn't Mom upset?
No problem.
Simple. She made those clothes stain-resistant with new Bounce with Stain Guard, the only fabric softener that helps keep many stains from setting, so even spaghetti washes right out. New Bounce with Stain Guard. Stains get on, but they don't stay in.
I was in agony. I hurt all over. The doctor said there was no permanent damage. He gave me a different medicine. It's in these little yellow Nuprin. Got rid of that pain. Know what else? It works great on my tough headaches.
Nuprin. It's not aspirin, not Tylenol. It's ibuprofen.
2 Nuprin stop my headaches better than extra-strength Tylenol. And Nuprin's gentler on my stomach than aspirin.
Nuprin. Little, yellow, different, better.
It even works on my worst pains.
Fresh scent Clorox. Fresh scent Clorox. Oh, yeah. Fresh scent Clorox bleach. Good heaven, smells good.
Fresh Scent, another great Clorox bleach.
Good heaven, smells good.
Is scrubbing mildew making your shower a chamber of horrors? Spray on Tilex Instant Mildew Stain Remover, and mildew stains vanish with no scrubbing. Try Tilex and escape the torture of scrubbing.
Introducing Zappa Pack. Cheese whiz for one. Starts with a flip, then a zip, zap, and dip. Make your leftovers here with a zip, zap, and dip.
New Zappa Pack cups. Cheese whiz for one. For a hot cheese sauce and a zap.
For a meal or a snack, get the new Zappa Pack. Dang cheese whiz for one. Gonna make your food zap it, zip it.
Zappa Pack cups. New from Cheese Whiz. The flip it, zip it, zap it way to add a little zip.
Mom can't come home before we go to bed. She usually calls to say goodnight.
Well, whenever she has a chance, yeah, Kev.
Well, can we call her at the Banner and I can say goodnight?
She's not at the Banner.
Where is she? She said she wasn't going to look for her daughter anymore. She was supposed to be here when we came home from school. We were supposed to have dinner every night together.
Well, Kevin, what she actually said was that she wasn't going to let looking for her daughter stop her from doing other things. But if she comes up with a lead, well, we want her to follow up on it, don't we?
Yeah, I guess. She didn't go back to California.
No, she's not that far away.
I think it's time for some shut-eye, Kevin.
Okay, but when Mom comes home, can you wake me up?
You bet. Now give this cowboy a hug.
And I want one too, Kevin.
Well, come on down and I'll go up with you. Make sure CJ and Jessica and Joey are all tucked in.
You think he's old enough to know the truth?
Paul, we don't even know the truth. I mean, all we know is that Gabrielle and Tina and Vicky and Cord have disappeared. And you think a kid his age is going to be able to cope with that?
I don't know. What's this idea you had about Michael Graham being involved in this mystery? Did you get a chance to talk to him?
I went over to his house. He wasn't home.
Now, tell me, he's missing too.
Yeah.
You know, I thought you were really loco with this idea that he was using Gabrielle to lure Vicky up to the mountain, but now...
Well, Paul, I've kind of changed my mind about Michael Grand. I don't think he was behind Vicky's disappearance after all.
How can you be so sure?
His wife said that he's out of town on business.
And you trust her with the truth?
Why would she lie?
Clint, these days I wouldn't put anything past anybody.
Well, I just don't see any reason to disbelieve Alicia Grand. And that rules Michael out.
And that brings us back to square one.
Yeah. The kids okay?
Oh, well, CJ and Jessica are sleeping like lambs, but Joey is real upset that his mama's not here.
Oh, Renee, you weren't able to calm him down?
Darling, I tried. You know, I think if we haven't found Vicky by morning, we've got to come up with a story that they believe, or we have got to tell them the truth.
All right, that does it. If Vicky is up in that mountain, we are damn sure going to find her, and we are going to find her tonight.
You have no idea how many times my father tried to break free of Michael Grand, but he was trapped the same way that we're trapped down here. He never meant to hurt you, Vicky, but he was terrified that Michael would go through his threat to hurt me. What could he do?
Honey, he had a choice. He could have come to me and to Clint and told us the truth. We would have made sure the police believed him.
I tried to tell you the truth. You wouldn't believe me. He had no choice.
Christine, he has a choice now. Michael's scheme has been exposed. Leo has nothing to fear from Michael anymore. And yet he still refuses to cooperate with any of us to try and find a way out of here. His only concern is the gold. He doesn't care whose life is at risk. He who doesn't want to give up his search for the gold. That makes him as bad as Michael Grand.
No, you're wrong. If anyone's life was at stake, my father would forget the gold in a flash. He would never jeopardize my safety.
Christine, he already has by bringing you down here. And by refusing to leave when Roger warned us to get out of here. Honey, I'm sorry. One of the most difficult things about growing up is having to face the fact that our parents are not the perfect people we believed they were when we were children. I know that. When I finally learned that my father was fallible, I'm afraid I took on a lot of the guilt that I felt for all the terrible things he had done. And then I finally realized that was wrong. I was my own person, that I did not have to bear the responsibility for my father's sins. You have to learn that, too.
It's not the same. Your father was strong, rich, powerful. My father's weak. He's sick, Vicky. He needs me more now than ever.
From the looks of things, honey, he's always going to need you. But you are going to have to realize that you have to live your own life. You're going to have to break free of him and assume responsibility for your own actions. And your father will have to assume responsibility for his own actions, no matter what the consequences are.
Are you saying that I should just write him off? Stop loving him?
No, of course not. I'm just saying you should stop making up excuses for him. I think you should get some rest, honey, okay?
Yeah.
If you want to talk tomorrow, we can.
Vicky, that's the second time that happened. What is going on here?
Calm down now. It's probably just aftershocks from the avalanche. Look, the walls of Eterna have been standing for over 30 years. I think they'll make it through another night. Don't you?
Yeah.
Get some sleep, Christine, okay? We're all going to need our strength tomorrow because we're going to find a way out of here. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night.
You've called his business associate. Of course I did. I called practically everyone in Michael's Rolodex. No one has seen or heard from him since yesterday.
Couldn't he have just decided to take off for a day or two to be by himself? Maybe if we called the airline.
I called the airlines. There have been no reservations made under his name. Besides, he wouldn't take off without telling me. Not now that I'm pregnant. This child is the most important thing in the world to Michael.
He did go off to the mountain with Gabrielle.
Then he could be trapped in an avalanche, and there's no time to lose. I don't know. Maybe I should call the police.
No, you can't go to the police with this theory. No matter how much danger you think Michael's in, he would never forgive you. Especially if it's not true.
Right. But you know, there is someone who might be able to help me.
Whisk isn't just for ring around the collar.
It's for dirty shirts, filthy shirts, dusty socks, spattered smocks, messy tees, dungarees.
Whisk cleans ring around the collar and your whole wash.
I'd never marry you.
Dishwasher spots. I've lost Rhonda forever.
For spots, get Sunlight. It leaves everything this spotless.
Your glasses are beautiful. I'm yours.
Sunlight. Nothing gets glasses more spotless.
For years, you've seen some commercials where one battery outlasts the others, so you may have assumed their battery outlasts even Energizer. Fact is, Energizer was never invited to their playoffs, and today's Energizer won't be invited either.
Why? Because no battery lasts longer than Energizer. So now you know. A word to the wise. Energize.
Orville Redenbacher and his grandson, Gary.
Well, popcorn is a fun item. Now, since we got the microwave flavors, it's made it much more interesting.
It seems only right to flavor it with real ingredients.
People wanted good, substantial flavors. Sour cream and onion, the cheddar cheese, caramel, and nacho.
I wouldn't think of eating anything else other than Grandpa's popcorn with real ingredients.
And if you ever thought of eating anything else, you'd be disinherited anyway, so...
If I were a kind, warm, generous person, I'd tell all my friends about this famous beauty treatment, how it feels so rich, yet is really greaseless, how it holds moisture in my skin. And because it's like the fluids my skin has lost, it sinks right in, softening, smoothing. So I look younger. But just this once, I'm going to be small, mean, and selfish. And not tell.
Why grow old gracefully? Fight it with oil of Olay.
She's a target for murder, and only one person knows it.
Somebody is trying to kill you.
Oh, you've been hanging around crooks too long. Listen, I'm not going to run my life because of your paranoia.
Now it's a race against time.
We've got to secure this place tighter than the White House.
Or this performance.
She's a sitting duck.
Could be Catherine's last.
It's showtime.
General Hospital, weekdays.
Those vibrations are bound to send panic through everyone. Now they'll want to get out of here even sooner.
Which will give us even less time to find the gold.
Exactly.
But then again, what is the point of finding all that gold if we'll never get to spend it?
Oh, but we will. Why don't we let them continue to look for a way out, while you and I continue to look for the gold? Leo, if we work together, I'm sure we could find the gold before they find the exit.
Roger would never let us get it out of here.
Well, he doesn't have to know we have it, does he? We'll keep it a secret just between you and me. And then when we do get to the surface, we'll make arrangements to bring the gold up later. What do you say, Leo? Fortune and gold, 50-50?
You're a very beautiful woman, Gabrielle, and very smart. But there's one little rule that I've always followed, and that's don't be led astray by a pretty face.
Leo, I'm offering you more money than you could spend in a lifetime.
You're just trying to use me like Michael did.
Oh, why do you say that?
Because, Gabrielle, you are about as trustworthy as a rattlesnake. Besides that, I don't need you to help me find the gold. I can find it very well on my own, thank you, and keep it all to myself.
Your greed is only matched by your stupidity.
We'll see.
They'll be watching you. You won't be able to move an inch without someone breathing down your neck. And even if you do find the gold, it won't be a secret.
Well, if that's the case, then you are better off without me.
Don't you see, Leo? I might be able to convince them to trust you. And then you and I could keep looking for the gold without anybody knowing.
If I agree to help you find the gold, what guarantee do I have that you won't betray me?
The same guarantee that I have that you won't betray me. We need each other, Leo. We're running out of time. And when we get to the surface, we're going to need each other even more to bring the gold up. Now, you can join me, and we can live like royalty for the rest of our lives. Or we can decide to split and go our separate ways, and you can continue to be the failure you've always been. Think about it. You have until tomorrow morning to make up your mind.
You okay?
Creaking in the walls and machinery and vibrations. How in the world did anybody ever live here?
I don't know. I guess they just all got used to it.
This had never happened before. What if this entire place is ready to cave down on top of our heads? I hate us acting like a baby. I'm so scared.
Hey, everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna see. Tomorrow, we are going to get out of here. This whole thing will be just a stupid dream. Why don't you just try and get some rest, okay?
I can't sleep. I'm afraid to close my eyes.
I'll stay with you.
That's far enough.
Little Hershey's Kisses have big, big chocolate. Little Hershey's Kisses have big, big chocolate. Little Kisses have big chocolate. You're gonna love.
There's nothing like waking up to my fresh-baked cinnamon rolls.
Oh, you pop the fresh dough.
Oh, that cinnamon. I see melting in.
Oh, you pop the fresh dough.
I might be pregnant. In just minutes, I'll know with this new Clear Blue Easy. It's the easiest pregnancy test ever. Just one step and no messy test tubes. Introducing Clear Blue Easy. It's the easiest.
There's something you should know about the cold medicine pharmacists recommend most for 12 hours of relief. Its name, Trixoral, the pharmacist's favorite.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
Tonight, a frat party murder, a sloppy investigation, charges of a cover-up. At the University of Tennessee, football may have come before justice.
Gerber presents the first peach your baby will ever eat. A 100% natural baby food so smooth, it's just for starters. First Foods fruits and vegetables, made extra smooth for the first few weeks of eating vegetables and fruits. No artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. No added salt or sugar. No modified food starch. It's pure and simple. First Foods fruits and vegetables are smooth, natural, and of course, from Gerber.
Yes, this is Mrs. Larkin. Is my dry cleaning ready? Sure. Wonderful. Do you deliver? Good.
Snackers. The snack is back from Weight Watchers. Delicious. Real potatoes and natural flavors. Quick crisp into crunchy chips. Great snackers. And over 40 Weight Watchers foods in your diet section. This is living.
This Lazy Boy chair at $2.99 is a great deal. But two Lazy Boy chairs at $2.99, that's a steal. Two great chairs at one great price. Lazy Boy Showcase Shops, 1-800-678-BOYS.
Join me for Hoopla in Houston on Saturday at 6:30.
Mr. Buchanan, Captain Garrison.
Bad news. If it were good news, you'd have called.
Clint, I'm afraid there's no word on Vicky.
What the hell are those troopers doing up in the mountain? Taking a moonlight ski run?
They're combing the whole mountain, Asa. There's a lot of ground to cover, and the avalanche wiped out a lot of the trails. But they did find Roger Gordon's Jeep.
What the devil's he doing up there?
Apparently he went up there with Cord.
How do you figure that?
Well, the troopers found a banner notebook on the dashboard, had Cord's name on it. My guess is that Cord asked him to help find Tina.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would a fellow that hardly knows us... Clint, what the hell do you care why he wants to be a hero? If he can help Cord find Vicky and Tina, that's all I care about. The shame of the troopers who have done nothing on their own.
They're doing the best they can under the circumstances, Asa.
Well, their best isn't near good enough. Somebody's got to light a fire under their butts.
Well, that's why I'm headed up there right now to coordinate the search with them.
Good, I'm going with you. I should have gone this afternoon. Believe me, everybody be home right
Asa,
now.
darling, I think Rafe can manage just fine on his own.
Yeah, I'll go up and check things out. I'll let you know if there's anything you can do, Asa.
Thank you so much, darling, and thank you for keeping us.
The next call you make better be telling us you found them. This is the damnedest situation I ever heard of.
We know why Tina went up there.
She went up to look at a home site for the house that she and Cord planned to build.
And Roger and Cord went up to search for her.
Yes, but what about Gabrielle and Vicky? Did they go up to look for Tina?
Why would they go up in that mountain without calling you or me?
I don't know. And that napkin. Why would Vicky give that napkin that had a drawing of that pin she likes to wear to Wanda? I mean, what does it mean?
No, Roger, don't!
Vicky!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
It's okay. Only next time, do us both a favor and let me know you're there.
All right. I thought you might like to have some coffee.
Oh, thank you. That's just what I wanted.
I'm afraid I couldn't sleep. I kept feeling these strange...
Vibrations?
You felt it too?
The avalanche outside must have disturbed the foundation. And there's nothing we can do about it tonight. You should go back and get some rest.
Even without these strange vibrations, it would be impossible for me to sleep. I keep thinking about my children. I think by now everyone in town has realized that we're missing. How's Clint going to be able to explain that to Kevin and Joey?
Well, Clint's a wonderful father. I'm sure he'll find a way.
Yes, he always does. I can't tell you how many times just recently he's had to explain my disappearances. And that's all because of my obsessive search for my daughter.
Clint's the last one to blame you for that.
But he ought to. No man should have to suffer what I have put him through.
If anyone should feel guilty, it's me. Standing guard tonight, I finally had some time to myself to think about my part in all this. If only I had come forward and told the truth. As soon as I knew Leo was trying to pass Christine off as your daughter, I should have said something then.
You know, Roger, I keep coming back to that same question myself. Why didn't you?
I suspected that someone was behind Leo's scheme. Someone with designs on Eterna. If the architects of Leo's scheme knew that I could lead them to the tunnel entrance, they might have gone to any lengths to get the information.
Including threatening your daughters.
I know it was terribly unfair to you. But for the life of me, I couldn't think of any other way. I hope that one day you'll be able to forgive me.
Well, you won't have to wait very long for that. I find it very easy to forgive a man who's protecting his daughter. Our daughter.
You're going to need plenty of sleep for tomorrow. You better get back to your bedchamber. I've got a long watch ahead of me.
Well, then hopefully you won't mind if I keep you company. Besides, it'll give you a chance to tell me more about my past. And maybe you could tell me about my dream.
Dream? I thought you said you couldn't sleep.
Well, before the vibrations woke me, I think I must have dozed off just for a moment. And something came to me. I don't know if it was a memory or if it was a dream that was brought on by all the things you told me.
Only you can fill in those blanks. I think you owe me that much, don't you?
First, I'm a night watchman. Then I'm a geologist. Now I'm an analyst. All right, Mrs. Buchanan. What was your dream about?
You.
They must have left some clue where they hid all that gold. What's all this? Papers. Little outfit. Oh, well. I'll just have a shower and change into one of these. Oh, I must be getting the fever back. Oh, God. Oh, no. Not now. Not when I'm so close. The antibiotics. Oh, just two left. Oh, well, I'll have to do. Give them time to work. Just some time to work. I found it, Christine. I found the treasure. Hundreds and hundreds of gold bars just like these. And they're ours. All ours. Oh, if that dream comes true, darling, you'll be able to live like a princess, just like I've always wanted you to live. Here, Christine, take one. They're real gold. Christine, what's the matter with you? It's the greatest discovery of my life.
Lies and deception, and through hurting people. I don't want any part of it.
Christine, I never wanted to deceive you. Michael gave me no choice, but now, finally, I'm my own man. No one will ever be able to threaten me again.
It's too late, Daddy.
You can't mean what you're saying.
Take your precious gold and get out of here. I don't ever want to see you again.
You're beginning to sound as self-righteous as Vicky Buchanan. She's the one who's turned you against me, isn't she?
You lied to her. You lied to me. I had no right to hurt her again.
If she'd only accepted you as her daughter, no one would have had to be hurt.
Lies breed pain, Leo, not joy.
Are you happy that you destroyed my family? That you finally managed to turn my daughter against me?
No. You've done that yourself. If you hadn't gone along with Michael's diabolical plan to find the gold, you'd still have your daughter's love and respect. If you've lost it, it's your own fault, not mine.
I never wanted to be rich. I just wanted us to be a family. I wanted to have your love.
But I wanted to give you more, and now I finally can. Oh, Christine, now I'm a somebody. I'm finally a success. And Vicky wants to take that away from me, too. Well, I won't let you. I won't let you destroy my happiness. I won't let you ruin everything I've tried so hard to achieve. Let her out. She deserves to die. To die. It's all our fault. And I'm going to make sure that Vicky Buchanan gets just what she deserves.
If you're concerned about what you're putting into and onto your body, here's important news. Clairol introduces the first color rinse that's hypoallergenic. Instant Beauty. There are shades to cover gray, shades to brighten gray. Instant Beauty is temporary, washes out in one shampoo, and it will never harm a hair on your head. Instant Beauty, hypoallergenic, because yesterday's color rinse may not be gentle enough.
I have a cold, and I don't want to talk about it.
For a child's cold, or a child's cold with a cough, there's Pediacare.
I feel much better.
A child's cold needs special care. Pediacare.
Your little girl is growing up. Her needs are changing every day, from clothes
Mom.
to medicine. She's just the right age for junior strength Tylenol. 2 easy-to-swallow caplets do the work of 4 chewables. When they outgrow chewables, junior strength Tylenol.
Some girls look at the shoes. Some girls look at you. Some girls go for the face. Some girls work on the waist. First girls look in the first fall fashion. Keep in touch with the best in life. First girls look in the first. First girls.
Premier issue, only 25 cents.
If we let them, most dogs would eat their way to a weight problem. But because extra pounds aren't good for dogs, Alpo presents a food that is. Alpo Light. With real meat, 100% adult nutrition, and 25% less calories than our regular canned dog food. So, with Alpo Light, your dog won't gain any more, and he won't have to eat any less. Alpo Light, the healthy way to satisfy a healthy appetite.
Friday, perfect strangers take to the friendly skies.
Comfy? Yeah, tight enough? Oh, yes!
Then,
Oh, sweet pea.
Full House has a special guest.
You have any spinach in a can? This frozen stuff shivers me timbers.
And Wesley hits the campaign trail.
The entire student body will be sitting on your face.
Mr. Belvedere, then Clean to the Beat.
You can't hear a word I'm saying, can you?
Well, I can't hear what you're saying. The vacuum cleaner's too loud.
Just the 10 of us, Friday.
If we get out of here, I'm going to get my daddy the help that he needs. Become the kind, loving man that I always used to know.
No, not if we get out of here, when we get out of here. And when we do, I will talk to Dr. Wolak, and we'll find someone to help your father.
You've done so much for me.
I know. I think that's because I'm a warm, wonderful human being.
That's certainly true.
Get some sleep.
Okay.
All right, we can stand around here asking questions all night, but the only ones who have the answers are Vicky, Tina, and Cord.
And apparently Gabrielle. I mean, obviously, if she was back, she would have gone home to check on little Al.
Well, I've had enough questions without answers and standing around waiting for the phone to ring. Paul, I'm going to head back up to the mountain.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Buchanan. Mrs. Grand is here to see you, sir.
Have her come in.
Very good, sir. Mrs. Grand, will you come in, please?
Forgive me for showing up without calling first. I didn't realize that you had company. Maybe I should...
That's fine. I take it you're here because of my visit to you earlier?
Well, yes, I am, but I
No, it's fine. It's fine. Asa and Renee know everything that's going on, including my suspicion of your husband, which we now know isn't true. So you can speak freely in front of them.
All right. This may clear up the mystery. You see, I no longer believe that my husband is away on a business trip. I think I know where he is.
I spent an eternity in that salon. $60 before the tip. We're broke. But the perm, it's a killer. So do you think for 1 minute that I'm going to trust this look to some ordinary shampoo and conditioner? Do you?
Permasoft Shampoo and Conditioner. There's nothing like it for keeping your perm soft and shiny without relaxing the curl.
Anything else is unthinkable. Unthinkable.
Announcing the newest cleaning tool in the universe. The first drawstring bag good enough to be called Glad. For broken toys and sporting goods. Glad bags have extra strong red drawstrings to seal tight and open easy. Even for the neighbor's bulky junk. Clean up your space. New Glad drawstrings.
Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunches. Milk chocolate, that's creamy. Blend and crispy, ooh, so dreamy. Gotta have it, it's so scrumptious. Love that chocolate when it crunches. Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunches.
He's got a sore throat and a cough.
Mom!
Put his throat on nice. Children's nice. Cools his throat. Showers his pain with medicine pleasantly so he can have a nice day.
Now, from any phone in America, you can get 30 minutes of 100% fiber optic long distance free. Just pick up a phone, call U.S. Sprint now, and talk with the best. Free.
This week on the Monday Mystery Movie.
Are you going to hit me? No, I'm going to scare you to death.
Burt Reynolds is back.
I'd say he has an incredible ego.
I'd agree.
As a tough Palm Beach private eye.
Do I look 12 to you?
No.
Burt Reynolds in the premiere of BL Stryker, Monday.
That looks like Lantano Mountain.
That's exactly what it is. Now, I want you all to take a look at this right in here.
Lordy, is that a city inside the mountain?
I know it sounds bizarre, but isn't it possible that Michael could have gone here with Gabrielle and your wife?
I lived in these parts for a long time, ma'am. If there was a city under that mountain, I'd have known about it. And so would most of this town.
Pa, this looks like a tunnel in here. Now, Vicky mentioned something once about being in a tunnel and there was an explosion.
Vicky had a dream, Clint. There was no proof it was anything but a dream.
Well, maybe this is the proof. Now, if Michael knew about the city, that could be a reason why he would be in on the plot to kidnap Vicky. Maybe he thought that she could lead him to it.
Well, it makes more sense than anything we've come up with.
May I keep these? I won't show them to a soul, not to anyone unless it's absolutely necessary. You got my word on that?
Thanks. I do hope I'm wrong about Michael.
Well, and you give us a call if you happen to hear from him.
Of course I will. I'll see myself out. Good night.
Good night. You want to know what I think? I think Michael Grand was behind that plot to kidnap Vicky. I also think that her disappearance is somehow connected to it. And I think that it has something to do with that missing year in her life and the search for her daughter.
And with an underground city.
Yeah. As local as Pa might think it is.
No, I think it's local, all right. This is the only thing we have to go on. You go up that mountain by yourself. I'll catch up with you later. I'm going to call my drilling foreman in Texas. As much as I believe this underground city's a pipe dream, I'm going to drill for it anyway.
In my dream, I see you. We're both very young, teenagers. And I'm afraid of you. But at the same time, I want to know everything about you. We're in the woods. In the forest near my father's cabin.
Not much, but it's all I could take from the cabin without attracting attention.
That's all I need. Bread and cheese. Now, what are these?
Strawberries. They grow wild in the field this time of year.
Strawberries. Such a beautiful color. Do they taste like straw?
No, silly. They're sweet.
You've never tasted one before?
No, never. Wow. It's like candy, only better.
You can pick them in the field down below. As many as you like.
Really? Gosh, imagine a whole field of these things.
I should be going.
Why? Wait a minute, there's so much we haven't talked about. Like, that tree over there, what's it called?
I'm not sure. An oak, I think.
You don't know? Because if I lived around here, I would know the name of every tree, of every animal, of every beautiful thing around here.
Yes, I think you would. I really should be going. I told Father I wouldn't be long.
You told him? But you promised me. You gave me your word. You wouldn't tell me.
I only told him I was going for a hike. What are you so afraid of?
Look, no questions today, okay? Look, I promise someday I'll tell you everything, everything. But for now, just trust me. I trust you. Look, I got you something. Here, take this as a token to seal our agreement.
Beautiful. Is it gold?
Well, it's an alloy of gold and copper. Where I come from, it's really precious. It's irreplaceable.
I'll keep it with me always.
Thanks. But promise me you won't show it to anybody.
I promise. I won't tell anyone, especially Father.
Tell me, Roger. The feelings were so intense. Was it a dream? Or was it a memory?
It happened. Just the way you remember it. Before we knew it, we'd fallen in love. I tried to resist you. To push you away, but you must have known I really didn't mean it. We were both caught up in something we didn't understand. Our feelings were so strong, so irresistible.
Stop.
I thought you wanted to know everything.
I do. My head is spinning with everything you've just told me. Maybe tomorrow in the daylight, I'll be ready to hear more. I know what you're thinking. I may never see the light of day again. I may never see my husband or my children ever again. Oh, God.
The delicious taste of Stouffer's French bread pizza explained by my brother Dick. When you bite into Stouffer's Deluxe Pizza, you get plenty of pepperoni,
The real
cheese,
stuff. Real stuff.
mushrooms, peppers. All the good things piled high on crispy French bread.
Say, help yourself to Stouffer's Pizza.
Help yourself to
Thank
Stouffer's
you very much.
Pizza.
I appreciate that.
Help yourself, help yourself, help yourself to Stouffer's Pizza. Help yourself to Stouffer's Pizza.
Well, it's about time. You never kept me waiting when you were kids.
There's an animal in the kitchen.
Hey! Sugar Bear! Baron Bowls and the Super Golden Crisp cereal.
Oh, this stuff reminds me of the best years of my life.
Excuse me?
Oh, got my fourth page?
New York beat L.A., but nothing beats my honey sweet wheat.
You remember that song you used to sing?
I can't get enough of Super Golden Crisp.
Don't quit your day job.
Breakfast is still better with the Bear.
Oh, how do you do that?
Oh, boy!
Can I get to that seat, please? Is this seat taken? Oh, it's crowded.
Aren't you glad you used dial?
We are sorry to
Don't you wish everybody did?
be a slight delay.
He thinks she should do the vacuuming. She thinks he should do the vacuuming. But Hoover thinks the vacuum should do the vacuuming. Presenting self-propelled cleaning. The Hoover Concept 1 cleaner. Hoover invented it.
Tomorrow, following Mission Impossible, a deaf witness becomes a target for murder on a man called Hawk.
The Oprah Winfrey Show is looking for people for Monday studio audience. Call 591-7777 and reserve your seat now.
Every Friday through Sunday, Sneak Previews returns at 1-900-850-8000.
That sounds nice.
An ABC News Brief now from New York, John McKenzie.
Good afternoon. Inflation is on the rise, soaring to an annual rate of almost 13% in January. The Labor Department blames the jump on rising food and energy prices. Several big banks raised their prime lending rate today to 11%. Washington lawyer and lobbyist Ron Brown was elected today by fellow Democrats to lead the Democratic National Committee. Brown is the first black to lead a major political party in the U.S. And President Bush today arrived in Canada for talks with Prime Minister Brian Mulroney. It's Mr. Bush's first foreign trip as president. That's News Brief. I'm John McKenzie.
Romance is in the air. James Ward tells you where you can take your sweetheart out to dinner on Valentine's Day. Tonight at 10 on Eyewitness News.
This week at Dominic's, problems is more than the promise of a campaign. Time and again, Rich Daley has risen above politics and name-calling to win the battles that really count. As a state senator, he engineered landmark nursing home reforms. He led the fight to repeal the unjust sales tax on food and medicine and secured new rights for the disabled and the mentally ill. As an award-winning state's attorney, Daley's gone after the gang kingpins and increased drug prosecutions 500%. He's toughened the laws on rape and domestic violence and cracked down on parents who owe child support. He's helped block $300 million in utility rate increases and blazed new ground by indicting employers who put workers at risk. Daley's reached out to every community, and he's won victories that have touched our lives. A voice of reason, a record of accomplishment. Rich Daley for mayor.
Why more and more people are vacationing in health spas tonight at 10.
NBC News at this hour. I'm Tom Brokaw. New York's highest court today rejected an appeal by anti-abortion activists. They wanted to stop a man from having an abortion performed on his comatose wife. The anti-abortion forces say they will appeal. On his first visit outside the country as president, George Bush today was welcomed by Canadian Prime Minister Mulroney in Ottawa. And 3 Oklahoma University football players have been charged in the gang rape of a woman in their dormitory. I'll see you later on NBC Nightly News.
Uncle Mario, listen to me, please. There's got to be another way. I do appreciate what you're doing for me, but you got to stop. Basta, finito. Do you hear? Enough of the... Listen, Uncle Mario, I can't talk to you right now. I got to go. Bye. Where do you know that was? It had a rip in it, from when it fell on the vase, and I just called up to see if it could be fixed. They said there's nothing that could be done about it. It's a shame, isn't it?
Oh, let me take a look at it.
No, I don't want you to upset yourself. It was such a nice portrait. I want you to remember it how it was. I'm going to go put it out for the garbage, man. I'm sorry, Jim.
Hey, sweet pea, what you doing?
Well, I'm trying to make a complete list here. We got an engraver, a florist, a caterer, a photographer. You think anybody else is necessary to a wedding?
Might want to think about a preacher. What about Father Michael?
I don't think we can get a Catholic priest to marry 2 non-Catholics with 5 marriages between them.
Ain't 4 of those of yours, darling.
Besides, I don't see how Father Michael would be able to concentrate on his work. He'd be too worried about the groom taking a powder mid-vow like you did at Julia's wedding.
Not this time. This time I'm going to make it all the way through. You may kiss the bride. Come over here.
Sonny, I've got to concentrate. I have a lot of work to do.
Well, excuse me for being romantic. I'm only the groom.
I'm sorry this isn't very romantic. But why don't you blame that on C.C. Capwell? The pressure is on. I've got to get this wedding planned before the end of next week.
Days ago, you promised the Attorney General's office a complete investigation. This morning, I called the commissioner, and he tells me there's no special task force. No, nothing.
It's been a hideous week, Mr. Driscoll. There was a death in the family of close friends of mine. There was a little child.
I don't want to appear callous here, but there are other deaths at issue. The men who died of cancer on the Capwell rigs. I thought you took this case because you felt so strongly about getting some satisfaction for those men's families.
I still feel very strongly about it.
Even though you were involved with Mason Capwell and had his child?
That has nothing to do with it.
Tell me, was the conflict of interest simply too much? Or did you just lose your nerve?
And what? Destroy my own evidence?
could have looked the other way while someone else did. I hope not. I sincerely do. Because if you did, you're looking at the maximum sentence for conspiracy. Good day.
Don't say a word. Because I deserve every rotten thing that happens to me.
Honey, you know Cruz is going to be gone all night.
I thought he might be.
I just don't understand him leaving you alone at a time like this.
And we each have to deal with Adriana's death in our own way. You know how much time I spent in the nursery when she died?
Yes, honey.
Did you think it was unhealthy?
Well, it was painful for me to see you immersing yourself in so many reminders.
Well, all I can tell you is it's what I needed at the time.
You know, when I thought you were lost in the mountains and gone for good, I shut myself up in my den and I watched old movies of you.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. First day in school, 10th birthday party.
Mm.
Watched it over and over.
Were you alone when you did it?
Hmm?
Well, you see, sometimes you just need to grieve by yourself. Cruz needs to go off and learn to make peace with this. He has to do it his way. I have to do it mine. And if that means he has to go away, then we just have to give each other the space to do it.
How do you think he's going to feel about this Paris thing? Have you thought much about it yourself?
Yes, I have.
I think it'll be good for you. I mean, Kelly being there, you won't be isolated. You can take care of each other.
Maybe it will be nice this time. I mean, I didn't go last time, but I think it will be different. I'm going to talk to Cruz about it when he gets back.
Adriana?
When it comes to buying a laxative, I would buy Dulcolax.
Mary Goldie talks about Dulcolax.
It's predictable. It's very gentle.
Dulcolax, tablets and suppositories.
I would not use anything but Dulcolax because it works.
Mom! Hey, Mom! Look at the people left in the yard.
Look what they left me in the kitchen. Yeah, guess I know who moves in first. Mr. Clean.
Oh, Baldy himself.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Clean cleans tough dirt and grime right to the shine with no dulling film.
Do your stuff, big guy. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Well, let's start on the rest of the house.
Couldn't we just live in the kitchen?
Mr. Clean leaves nothing behind but the shine.
It hurts. Sinus pressure and headache. It really, really hurts. A painkiller alone can't stop it. A nasal decongestant alone can't stop it. Sinutab can stop it. Sinutab combines the painkiller in Tylenol with the decongestant in Sudafed to give you more than either one alone. Sinutab is the #1 sinus medicine for a good reason. It stops the pain. It stops the pain. Sinutab stops the pain.
Don't use plain petroleum jelly.
But my lips are really dry and cracked.
Use Blistex ointment. I've found it's better.
Isn't Blistex for cold sores?
Blistex also helps heal dry, cracked lips. Blistex has 3 forms of medication.
Hey, petroleum jelly doesn't.
Petroleum jelly coats, but Blistex penetrates for faster relief of dryness and stimulates healing. Only Blistex has this lip tip.
Penetrates, medicates, new lip tip. Blistex is better.
Zestfully clean.
Soap leaves a sticky film on you that won't rinse away, but Zest rinses you fully clean.
Zestfully, zestfully, zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
Go or not to go, that is the question.
I think I'll pass.
Come on, Scott, how can you not be interested to find out what happened to all your classmates?
What if it turns out to be depressing, you know?
Scott, it's not your 50th reunion, babe. Very few people are going to show up looking old and decrepit only 10 years after graduation.
Why are you so anxious for me to go?
Because it's Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah, so?
I can think of nothing more romantic than being escorted into your high school reunion and being introduced as your fiancé. And all the girls who had mad crushes on you in high school will eat their hearts out, and I get to watch.
That's your idea of romantic, huh?
Yeah, well, so I can't help it if I like a little glow. It's your own fault if you weren't such a prize catch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go get some juice. You want some?
No.
Okay.
Thanks.
SB High Alumni.
Hi, can I speak with Rose Moskowitz, please?
Chip, step out. May I help you?
Yeah, my name is Celeste Napoli, and I went to high school with Rose, and I got this invitation for the reunion, and we're supposed to call and say if we're coming or not, and I'm calling to say that we're coming.
Could you hold on, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello?
Hi, is this Rose?
Hold on, please.
Hello? Mr. Napoli? Hello?
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 Oh, I'm sorry. Is this 55547?
Hello? Hello?
Are you still there?
Hey,
Hi.
you could scratch me off that list.
What?
You heard me. If you're going to go ahead and hook up with that total nutcase, I don't want to be there to watch.
Don't you call Sonny that?
Gina, the guy thinks he's two different guys. You check him into a rubber room, not a honeymoon suite. Oh, I could just hear the ceremony now. Do you take this man? And you'll say, I do. And then, the hubby-to-be. Do you take this woman? I do. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. I do too. We all do. Don't you think that's going to be just a little confusing?
Sonny, Mason is not going to pop out for the wedding.
How do you know that? Even if he does lie low during the ceremony, how do you know he's not going to pop out later? You better book a bunk bed for the honeymoon, sweetheart. And what are you going to do for your first anniversary? Celebrate the romantic candlelight dinner for 3?
Sonny, you know I have no choice.
The hell you don't. You think you got to get married to save Brandon. For crying out loud, you could pack up the kid and leave the country.
CC Capo could find me wherever I go.
Oh, okay. I can see that I can't talk to you. Maybe I could do better with one of your boyfriends. Where are they?
Sonny went out to run a few errands or something.
Oh, what do you mean he went out?
I mean, he went out to pick up the dry cleaning, to run some errands.
How long ago did he leave?
I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago.
Gina, listen to me. If he comes back, you tell him to stay put until I get back. Do you understand?
I'm sorry, but I can't help overhearing what that guy said to you.
I can't believe that the deputy attorney's people think they can talk to her like that.
Please, the last thing I need is friends and relatives leaping to my defense.
Well, it sounds to me like you need somebody, maybe a lawyer, because that guy practically accused you of knowingly allowing the evidence to be stolen.
I really need to get back to my office.
I want to help investigate who stole that evidence and how, and we're going to clear your name.
You know what? I think it's a good idea if I handle this by myself.
Why? You're not protecting anyone, are you?
Yes? Well, at least I'm beginning to think that.
Is it Mason?
No, and I resent the question. Do you have a quarter?
What?
A quarter. 25 cents. I need to call Samantha's babysitter. She has a new babysitter, and I'd like to check on her. Thank you. I'll pay you back.
All right. What's going on?